Yes.
What's
Gotcha.
up, buddy? How you doing?
Good. Gotcha. I had to fix the logistics of how I set this camera up because let me tell you something. If I move 1 inch to the left or right, you gonna call the police because this house is a wreck. This house is a wreck. You be like, send the authorities. Send the authorities right away. So I'm trying something a little different with us in regards to the way that I'm recording because I have it uploading to YouTube right now. Like it's live, but not. Right. Okay. Because when I'm having a difficult time figuring out how to do my edits and whatnot, because I have to break it down into small pieces. But if I do it in one swoop, I think it'll work out.
Cool, sounds good, huh?
All right. Either way, it's going to be recorded.
You
That's
look
for sure.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I always thought that about you. Like, you're just a stunning woman.
Thank
Really.
you. Ooh, you said stunning. Thank you, Frank. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Girl, it's just the truth. That's no problem.
That made me feel great. I like to preface this by mentioning the fact that we do know each other.
Right.
So we're not absolute strangers. You and I worked together some years ago at Bloomingdale's.
Oh, God, that was an experience.
Yeah, it was a learning one for sure. And that's when I lived in Georgia. When I live in Georgia, which I do miss Georgia, Frank. I know you don't. I know that you're ready to move on. Let's talk about that first, okay? Let's talk about that first. Now, you're in Georgia because you are with your mom.
I am.
Okay.
I divorced my partner in Germany. Berlin for about, I think it was 3 years. And once we separated, I moved to Miami. And lived there for 2 years. And I got a phone call from my mother saying she's about to have knee surgery.
Okay.
Come on, bring your black ass home.
Right.
So, that's my homegirl. I have to put her first. So here I am. About 2 years later, I've been here for a while, helping her out a lot.
You only child too, right?
I have an older brother, but he's not very, he's not the person she would need to depend on at all.
Okay. Got it. So you moved to, why Miami first? You coming back over to the States, and why Miami first?
Well, my partner had a condo there.
Okay.
And we didn't want to completely separate right away.
Okay.
Miami was just kind of like a physical separation.
Okay.
So we tried to work things out while I lived in Miami, but it just didn't work out at all. At all.
So you gave it 2 years and attempting to acclimate to the area or work out the marriage?
Kind of work out the marriage and somewhat reconcile. What we went through in Germany was a true test of just both of us as individuals and as a couple. And, didn't make the cut. We really did not make it. That was a complete failure as a relationship. It kind of brought out the worst in us because we went through so much stress with the transition. Since he was German, but he had been living in the States for like 20 years.
Okay.
So Germany was just as new to him as it was to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, believe it or not.
So how was it living in Germany? Because I always, when I think about living in Germany, I always relate it back to people who are in the service and were based there out of Germany. And that's the only real knowledge that I have about black folk in Germany. So what was your experience like living in Germany?
Well, I love Europe. I love the fact that Germany, even though it was still very ethnically white, I don't think I've ever lived in a place that was more multicultural and embraced different cultures as much as Germany.
Really?
Believe it or not, dude, the languages and the people and ethnicities that I would just come across on a daily basis, even though I would be like one of like three black people I would see
Mm-hmm.
all day.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt accepted, completely accepted. I wasn't looked at as a black person. I was
Okay.
looked at as Brazilian. I was
Okay.
looked at as Afro-French, Asian, African. Excuse me. I hate even saying that word. I should actually get that out of my vocabulary. African, Cameroonian, Nigerian. I was given an identity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just really strange, just experiencing that from mainly white people.
Okay.
Cause, you know, here in the States, you know, they're the devil. And it was just really weird just being accepted from a majority culture for me. I found myself there. I won't lie.
Okay.
I really did find myself. I found an appreciation for my blackness in Germany, believe it or not. Isn't that strange?
Wow,
But,
that's deep.
And I love the fact that everything was just so accessible. The food was amazing. The transit was
Really?
just unbelievable. Oh my God, like literally a block down the street from us was a great Italian restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
There was a decoration restaurant. There was a couple of Vietnamese places. There was just so much more that was accessible. And oh man, just the Turkish people and how accepting they were of different cultures and sexualities. It was a good experience. I do miss it a lot.
Would you ever consider going back?
Oh God, yes. I'm trying to find another German to ride my way back.
So did you have to have dual citizenship? How did that work?
Well, with Germany, it's different.
Okay.
It's very different when it comes to immigrating into another country. Unlike in the States, you can't just like go there and set up shop.
Right.
Here, there's different avenues you can take. Marriage was the easiest for us. As soon as we got there, the second week we got married, which eased my residency, which was my path into immigration and immigrant citizenship.
Okay.
Of course, other people, they get work visas. That takes much longer. And also student visas as well.
Okay.
But marriage was the best part for me. It was the easiest transition for me.
When you lived there, were you working or were you stay home?
I was a stay-at-home husband, honey, and I enjoyed every bit. I ended up, because of, again, they have a different system in Germany. When you become an immigrant, especially from another country, they'll assign you German courses.
Oh.
So, yeah. They'll assign you German courses, and once you're proficient at the language, they'll have working, like a mini job.
Okay.
But all, you know, a socialized system, and it works to a degree. There are people that take advantage of it.
Okay.
Of course. But it does work if you're really invested into becoming German. Yeah.
So your mom makes the phone call. You got to go home and support her and care for her. And how long have you been back in Georgia?
In Georgia for about 2.5 years.
Okay, but you're itching to get away at this point. Is she all good?
God, is some itching for it.
Okay.
Yes and no. She's going through right now her job. They're going through a transition.
Okay.
Her company just sold.
Oh.
And she's been there for 25 years.
Oh.
She's
okay.
You know, so who knows what's going to end up happening to her as a vested employee.
Okay.
So ideally and realistically, I should wait until she retires to move on. But, you know, I'm going to do what's best for her. That's my homegirl. I love her to death.
Right. As
being miserable.
How close is she to retiring?
She's going to retire probably by 2.5 years, maybe a year and a half. Once her company transitions, and whether or not work is going to be available for her.
Okay. But you had been doing some interviewing in Chicago.
Yes, I have.
Okay. What's attracting you to Chicago?
It's, you know what? I really don't know. I truly don't know.
What caused you?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
I said, what caused you? What caused you to Chicago?
Probably the cost of living.
Okay.
Really? Not as expensive as New York.